Morning, y'all. Wait for some people to get in here. I'm looking something up right now anyway. So if you jump into the chat, say hello. Hmm. I guess we're the only ones up this morning, huh? It's reading Timothy 1 through 8. 1 Timothy 1 through 8. And the reason I was reading that is well, I'm not sure I'm going to go into it, honestly. But if somebody wants to know, you can holler at me. There's some things that are just a little touchy. A little touchy. A lot of people don't like to talk about things now. If you talk about things, they get upset. Got a little tea going on. Maybe we'll get somebody in here. I got a couple things I want to talk about this morning. A couple books and the tool. Tool I want to talk about. But it is early. Early worms, man. Early worms. Not many of us out there, I guess. For those that you didn't catch my last live stream, oh, I see somebody in the chat. Say hi. God bless you. Been super happy with the Knipex. Love these things. Been carrying them on my hip now, and really happy. I was just saying, I was reading First Timothy. We can talk about that if y'all want to. We got a couple books to talk about, and definitely a tool to talk about. So, yeah, we're just hanging out in the shop this morning. It's a beautiful, cool morning. around here it gets too hot during the day to come out and talk in the shop. So we get up early and come out here and do a little chatting. So I hope some of y'all pop in live stream. I love chatting with y'all. So, who we got out there? Say hi. Got a morning tea. You know, most people around here drink sweet tea. I can't stomach it. This is the this is the tool that I really want to talk about today, and we actually may dig into this a little bit because I ordered a rebuild kit for this. I bought this at the old getting spot the other day, and I plugged it in and ring. She fired right up, rang good, but she ain't got no chooch behind her chooch, so we're gonna have to put a rebuild kit in it. And I got one ordered. There's a guy on YouTube that I guess that's all he does. He sells rebuild kits for these things. Yeah, really highly rated. So we'll see how that goes. I've never been in under the skirt of one of these. I'm actually kind of interested to dig in to this impact and rebuild one. It would be fun. So well, we're gonna make a video about that for sure. Um, that'll be that'll be super cool. I think, but that's me. I'm weird. I like weird shit like that. So I guess while we're waiting for people to gather in, I know the flock is coming. We're just waiting for them because they're just getting up, having their coffee and stuff. Let's read Timothy, First Timothy 1-8. Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ by the commandment of God, our Savior, and the Lord Jesus Christ, our hope. To Timothy, the true son in the faith. Grace, mercy, and peace from God our Father and Jesus Christ our Lord. As I urged you when I went into Macedonia, remain in Ephesus. Sorry, guys. I'm just an Okie. That you may charge some that they teach no other doctrine, nor give heed to fables and endless genealogies which cause disputes, rather than godly edification which is in faith. Now the purpose of the commandment is love from a pure heart, from a good conscience, and from sincere faith, from which some, having strayed, have turned aside to idle talk, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor the things which they affirm. But we know that the law is good if one uses it lawfully. So I bring that up um, because I was talking to somebody in my church about um, things going on in Israel, and we're not going to get into all the details of all that stuff, but I kind of mentioned there's a little bit of a difference between praying for nations and praying for the people of the nations. Um, Praying for the governments, seemingly a lot of times, if you're praying for certain military states or whatever, um, you know, you don't. To me, I don't want to pray for the violence that they create, but I do want to pray for the people there, and I think that's the difference. And maybe you guys can tell me Maybe I just see that wrong, but to me, kind of praying for certain nation states, and maybe I'm digging into it too much, but praying for certain nation states is, I don't know. Sometimes I overthink things. I I wish peace upon the whole world. I really do. Uh, I think it's terrible that we have these. Sorry, guys, mosquitoes are thick. I think it's terrible that we have these wars. They're totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. And if you've ever dealt with a bully in your life, then you can understand why these things happen. It's it's unfortunate, but I see a couple of you out there. Give me a wave. It's early in the morning, and I know you haven't had your coffee yet, but uh, let me know you're out there. But yeah, we got a couple things to talk about. Um, One, we're gonna. I think we may dig into this little Snap-on Impact because I bought it, and dadgummit, doesn't have any chooch power at all. It'll spin, but you can lock it up real quick. So I bought a rebuild kit for it. TJ, good morning, brother. I'm so glad to see you, and good day, mate. As I guess y'all would say. We got our own vernacular down here. TJ Fishing, he's been around. I got some OGs. I got some OG and been around for a while. I was talking. We hit 1,600 subscribers. TJ, let me know if the feed is coming through. I tried to tweak things a little bit to make it a little bit better. I'm out in this metal building, and the Wi-Fi is not great, so kind of rigged some stuff up. I'm hoping it's a little better, but yeah, we hit 1,600 subscribers the other day, and it's kind of amazing. I was looking the other day. There's like 500,000 loud and clear, loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, 500,000 views. It's kind of crazy to me because I'm just a old Okie in the garage most of the time and do a little shooting. And I don't know, man. YouTube's a cool thing. You get to met so many people. So many people. Um, got to go to a lot of gun shows and just a neat deal. Neat deal. Yeah, we were reading Timothy, First Timothy 1 through 8. Kind of talking about, you know, preying upon nations versus preying upon the people, and maybe that's a weird distinction to make, um, but it kind of seems like something to me anyway that you kind of need to think about. There's a lot of stuff going on now. We won't get into all the details because uh, Mother YouTube doesn't like all that stuff. But yeah, one thing I picked up the other day that I kind of like to have in my pocket is just a little tape, little Lufkin. I used to call these the executive. They've changed them up now. Lufkin, they sold out. I don't know how many years ago. Uh, I think probably 20 plus years ago. I lived in Canada, and that's when I got hooked on Lufkin tapes. I, I just I don't know. It's kind of like Stanley in the U.S. That's what everybody uses, and so I started using Lufkin tapes. and they were really, really good back then. Um, I'm not gonna say they're as good as they were then now, but yeah, little Lufkin pocket tape. It will, you know, do the doogly do too. Circumference, I guess. But yeah, Lufkin. I'll just show you that. W606P. There's another one, W606PD, I think. That's the one I thought I was getting. It's got a little bit of a different sticker on it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll call Lufkin and ask them why they sent me this one. Actually, it probably wasn't Lufkin that sent me this, you know, but yeah, kind of a handy little tape. Just throw in your pocket when you go to the hardware store or whatever. You can throw these in your glove box. Leave one in the kitchen for the wife, so that she's not using your most excellent tape measure. Yeah, there was a couple books I wanted to talk about this morning that I think are kind of pretty important to have around, if you're into firearms. And then another one that if you're into other things too. So one is well, let's start off with something like this. Got Marlin book. This is by Lieutenant Colonel William S. Brophy. So if you're into Marlin firearms, like you got to have one of these around because this is the go-to book. I've got one in there for Colt, Winchester, Remington. You got to have deep pockets for the Remington 22 book. But yeah, this is a great book to have around as a reference. You can find this stuff online, but guys, there's so much information, misinformation online because even so, we're getting into AI, right? So AI will gather all this information from all these websites online, and they'll kind of collate it, and it does the best it can to make sense of it all. But there's so much bad information out there on the internet. It's not like the old days. When the internet first started, you had groups, and um, the guys that put information out there, man, they were really into whatever they were talking about, and so you got good information. Now you get a bunch of guys that they're like me. They have no idea what they're talking about, right? They put it out there on the internet, and so that's what the AI grabs. Uh, but it's good to have books like this because guys, they put a lot of time into research and getting it right in these books, and very, very good sources of information. Another one that I ran across this year actually was this firearms assembly Enright guidebook to shoulder arms, and I guess there's several of these, and I need to find some more of these because it goes into great detail about the assembly of certain firearms. And let's see, yeah, like here's the 52C. Kind of gives you in numerics, the old numeric catalogs. I don't know if you can still get those, but the old numeric catalogs are great to have around because you can at least see an exploded parts diagram, and that is handy to have. Yeah, here's the 99, but Yeah, that's a couple firearms books um, that I like to keep around. Now, another book I also enjoy because I love woodworking, um, DIY, that kind of thing. And a book that every young guy should pick up is one of these Better Homes and Gardens Handyman's books. I mean, this, like, if you don't have a dad, these things will explain a lot of stuff to you. Um, just basic stuff so you don't look like an idiot when you show up on a job site, right? Just basic stuff about power tools and fasteners and different kinds of dados and um, just just really basic stuff that every guy should know and probably should be handed down through the generations, but unfortunately um, that doesn't always happen now. But a little book like this, uh, thumb through it, and man, you will learn so much. And you can pick these up for nothing. Um, Another book would be like this complete book of woodworking. You know, one of the pivotal points in my life was I started. I worked in a wood shop at a college theater, and we built the sets. We ran the lights, did the audio. I mean, every part of production we did. And the cool thing about that is I learned so many skills. I mean, I learned woodworking and electric and I mean the whole gamut. I got the broadest education just in that theater shop than I probably could have anywhere, working a trade or doing anything else. I learned so much, and it's helped me out my entire life, really. Um, just the education I got, and the guy I give all the credit to is a guy named David Marco. He was a he was a great man, very patient man. We used to sit on the porch. There was this little loading dog outside the theater, and we would sit there every morning, and he'd work the crossword in the I don't know, was it the Washington Post or whatever the big newspaper is. But, it was hard. He would work it, and then I'd work it, and sometimes we'd finish it. But um, yeah, we'd just sit there and visit about things, and then get to work and um, all the things that we did out there in that theater shop, building sets, um, all the skills I learned, woodworking, electrical, audio, visual, just it was crazy. And very fortunate to have done that. I see a few of you out in the chat, so say hi. Don't be shy. We're up early here in central of the USA. It's about 6 a.m. It's too hot to do videos during the day here. Just gets too hot and humid. One of the things we're going to dig into in just a little bit is this old Snap-on. I've ordered a rebuild kit for it, and I've never gotten into one of these, so I'm kind of actually I'm interested to see how this thing chooches. But yeah, we got TJ fishing out there. He popped in for a minute. I don't know if he's still out there, but um, yeah, we're just gonna hang out this morning and let her rip. I don't know, man. This old rubber skin is tough to get off. I hate to tear it up, but good to see you here still, buddy. how's things going down there in the Australia? You know, there's some people in the U.S. that don't think Australia exists. I'm glad there's some confirmation on my YouTube channel. There we go. We got her off. Yeah, the old Snap-on IM31A. I think we're gonna need probably some Torquey bits to get this thing open. Those of y'all just joining us this morning, we're just hanging out in the shop, having a little chat. When I worked in the auto business, this was the best glass cleaner I ever ran across. It smells good, cleans good, and sorry, TJ, but it's American. It does clean good. Pop was in the glass business a long time. I've had my hands on a bunch of different glass cleaners, and that's a good one there. We need rain, very dry, and well, Carey, South Australia, man, we've. I hate to tell you this, we've had so much rain this year, it's unreal. I've been in this part of the U.S. most of my life. Well over, I'll say well over 30 years I've been in this area. And man, it has rained constantly. I use Onyx. It has lemon and stays wet longer. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it has rained. It seems like every other day. Um, really, really bizarre. I grow a vegetable garden, and I haven't had to water one single time this year, and I've got 30 tomatoes on each plant down there that are big. They're it's wild. The plants are real spindly though. Um, it's been a strange growing season, but I hope you get some rain, man. I do. I'll pray for you to get some rain, actually. So yeah, let's dig into Snap-on. Let's just see what's in here. I got the kit ordered. Looks like we got some Torquey type things on the back side of here. So let's dig into this puppy. It's either Torqueys or oh, my glasses on, and these are super dirty. Might be Hex. Let's try the Hexies first. Let's see. Snap-on's American, so we'll try some American Hex first. See if those fit. That was too big. Yeah, we hit 1,600 subscribers the other day. That's kind of wild. I've had a blast talking to everybody and putting out videos and made some really cool relationships. Snap-on very popular. Okay, I did not know that. Yeah, when I was working in the dealerships, like when the Snap-on truck showed up, man, that was it's kind of like the break for everybody, you know. And I didn't work out in the shop, but I'd slip out there and Snap-on truck every once in a while because I like tools. I like them a lot. And I don't know if this is hex or not, but we're getting her open anyway. Yeah, I found a guy on the youth eBay that sells rebuild kits for these old impacts. I was kind of disappointed that I'm gonna have to rebuild it, but at the end of the day, I'll have, you know, maybe $90 in this, and it's probably gonna be better than what you could buy new. I don't know, maybe not. Used a lot when working on automatic transmissions. Okay. I've never understood quite how automatic transmissions work. I've never had one apart. I know there's a lot of fluids and channels, and um, like they're a little different now than they used to be. But what do you think about these 10 speeds and stuff that they've come out with now? I think they shift funny. Of course, being in the business of driven a lot of different vehicles, and I don't care for the 10 speeds myself at all. I would say they can have them. I've got an older Ford. I'm kind of a Ford guy. Um, with the 6-speed, 200 and 200 and I don't know, 30,000 miles, and she gets me where I need to go. I'll drive the wheels off that thing, bury me in it. Most comfortable truck God ever made, I think. And these little screws are just filthy. Gonna have to clean them out. ZF6, is that Chevy? Seems like that's a Chevy thing. Not that I have anything against Chevy. I've owned some good Chevys. Dang good Chevys. Drove around a F-150 for a long time in a Suburban. Okay. Yeah, the 6-speed in my F-150 is, I'm gonna knock on some wood, but she's still running good at 230. But when I bought that truck, it was a highway truck, and you can always tell. And you learn this when you're in the business. Um, you look at certain things like the brake pedal. If there's a bunch of wear on the right side of the brake pedal, you don't want to buy that. Man, that's a city car. It means they were riding that brake all the time. Look on the front of the hood, and if there's rock chips there, high speed impacts, it means it's a highway car. There's little stuff like that. Used to be in BMW, Ferrari in the 90s. Oh, wow. So Ford borrowed some stuff from the Germans and Europeans, it would seem. It's a good transmission. I know that. Um, yeah, I don't know why they got away from the 6-speed. That 10-speed is garbage, if you ask me. I'm looking for I need like a pick. A pick of some sort. Here we go. Not that one. There we go. Oh yeah, Ford and Jaguar. Yeah, they had a little song and dance there for a while. That's right. I forgot about that. Me and guy I used to work for, we were talking about one of his daughters showed up with a Ford Mercury koozie. What was the last time Mercury was around? Good golly, that was I think we figured back in like 2000, maybe something like that. There we go. I just had to dig a little bit of that dirt out there. Gosh, I don't know how old this IM31A is. It's as old as me. It looks as old as me anyway. Yeah. That's an interesting conversation when you talk about some of what these auto companies are doing just to save a few miles per gallon, or as I think our friends down there say, kilometers per hour. One is that they're using these um, overly complicated transmissions to eke out a few extra miles, and the other is that they're putting these little flimsy light rings into in the pistons, and they're just garbage. So these vehicles that call for like aught 20 oil, um, yeah, they're using little crappy piston rings, and your motor's just not going to last. It's just not going to. Don't buy new vehicles; they're garbage. Get you an older vehicle, put a little money into it, find something that's nice and comfortable. These new, this new stuff, man, they planned obsolescence. It seems like. Yeah. They're just trying to, you know, follow what the government wants, and man, that anytime the government gets involved in any kind of manufacturing, any kind of business, it goes to shit. In case y'all haven't noticed that over history, when government gets into business, yeah, ain't it's not worth a shit. Freaking mosquitoes in here today. Good golly. So we got the bolts out of here. Let's see if we can pop the back end of this thing off. I'm not sure what comes in the rebuild kit. Hopefully all the gaskets that we need. Um, I'm thinking probably do. The guy that sells this stuff on the eBay, he's really highly rated. So um, we'll get y'all in here. Get you some of the yeah, there we go. She broke off. Get you in on the action here. The money shot, as they would say. Um, Looks like we might have to pull this doodad off. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to put a hexie or a torquey in there, and looks like a smaller one though. Let's see if we can get this bad boy out. So over the course of the past year or so, I've actually had to block a couple people from this channel. And it's kind of sad that I have to do that because I generally like to hear people's comments and that sort of thing. But every once in a while, you run up on an asshole, to be frank, and they're not here for a conversation. I think this is the right one. Man, we got to get it cleaned out. I'm gonna have to find some kind of schmoo put in there. Hold your nose. There we go. Oh shit, I got it all over my computer. Dangers of working in the shop, I guess. Yeah, that'll clean it off anyway. Yes, they do have a lifetime warranty. Um, Good luck for a guy like me who doesn't roll up on the Snap-on truck every week trying to get it warranted. I probably could, and I thought about that, but then I thought it'd be kind of cool to take one of these apart. So I spent the $40 to get a rebuild kit, and now I know how they work. So yeah, I probably could warranty this thing, and if I can't fix it, maybe I will. Man, I cannot see what kind of voodoo I'm working with here. I thought those were a hex drive, but this looks like some kind of Torx. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, no, I definitely thought about just hollering at a buddy that is at the old garage I worked at and see if he could talk to his Snap-on guy and do all that. But um, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, this will fit in here. Yeah, from what I understand, Snap-on, those guys are kind of independent in a sense, and they won't always stand behind the product. But I don't know. I was never a mechanic, so uh, maybe they would. Man, I'm I'm gonna have to go look in my drawer real quick and see if I can find something that small in a Torx. I don't know if I have anything that small. Honestly, um, I'm just gonna have to kind of dig through and see if I can find something that fits. Because this back piece doesn't seem to want to come off unless I get this little switcheroo off. Let me try. A little harder. Yeah, doesn't seem to want to. Unless maybe I need to take these off. Maybe that's holding it. Let's try that. I'm gonna lose the original sticker here. Yep. So yeah, we're just hanging out in the shop this morning. So um, talking to my buddy in Australia. There really are people that don't think Australia exists here. So just so you know, which I guess is understandable. It's really far away. If you never see something in person. Yeah. If one of y'all could send me the bit that I need, that would be really helpful. Golly. Got a million bits in this shop, and I'm not gonna have the one I need. Hmm. Well, come to a standstill here, it seems. Unless we come upon a miracle. Oh, here's one. Nope, that's not gonna fit. Isn't that the way it always is, though? You get a whole shop full of tools. Think you have everything you need. It never fails. I go and dig through my plumbing box. I've got I don't know how many fittings in there. I never have the fitting I need. I always have to make 3 trips to the plumbing store, just like everybody else. Only difference is that I've got shelves full of crap that never get used. Let's see. No. Well, dadgummit. I wanted to get this thing apart this morning. Now I'm gonna have to buy a special tool just to take this thing apart. I can't believe everything else came out with a hex, but this stuff. Hmm. Let's try a metrical size. See if maybe they use the metricals on some parts and American on the others. Yep, that won't fit. Let's try it too. Yeah, that's just a Torx, I think. Let's see. I've got one more option. Um, one more trick up my sleeve. I've got these little husky Torx bits. Let's see if we can. Well, that spins in there like a Saturday night. Oh, we found it. Fellas, we did it. See? Perseverance. Perseverance. That's all it takes. Let's see if we take this little doohickey off of here. If that doesn't tickle the feathers. There we go. I don't think this little breather tube has anything to do with that trigger or that shift assembly, but no. All right, let's see if we can get this bad boy off then. Yep. Oh, first thread. What is it? All things spin off. I guess so. Yeah. Seems like the whole kit and caboodle is gonna come off here. If you're out there in the chat, say hi. Don't leave this lonely guy in Oklahoma all by himself. Hmm. Well, maybe I need to hold this. Yeah, wait. Like it's got Threadlock 100 on it. Well, I'm open to suggestions. We're trying to get into the underskirt, this snap off, and it seems this little switch right here is holding this up. This backside does not want to come off, and I'm thinking a little switcheroo there is what's holding this up, and I can't twist it either way. Well, that's frustrating. Perhaps we should move on to something else for a while. Does anybody have any questions? I'm just going to sit out here until it gets too hot. And then I got to meet with the county commissioner about a road issue out here. Had a little trouble with a neighbor. We're going to rectify it today. TJ, if you're still out there, what is the climate there like? What's the terrain like? Is it dry and rocky? I'm always curious about other places. I've traveled throughout the U.S. a bit, but yeah, don't know much about the Australia. There's got to be I guess I'll have to go to the internet and figure out. There's not much on the internet about this old ratchet right here. I'll tell you that right now. I probably am going to be investing more than it's honestly worth in it, but that's all right. We'll learn from it. Be kind of cool to see what the rebuild kit has in it. This little guy, it's a nice size. Um, 3/8. That's plenty big for what I do around here. But can't get this little switch off the back. It has got God's glue on it. Oh man. Yeah, if I torque on that anymore, it's gonna break. That's, I see a new person out there trying to get this off. If you know what to do, put it in the comments. That thing is stuck like stuck. So, anyways, yeah, I got the new toolbox. Been happy with it. Um, Holds everything I need, really. And, yeah, we're just hanging out in the shop this morning. Well, it's cool. Getting older now, can't be out in the heat like I used to. So we got to get up early, man. I used to wonder why them old guys would get up early and meet up, drink coffee at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, now I know. If you're out in the chat, I'll see some of you out there. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're a real person. We got TJ out there. He's been talking to me this morning. It's been my trooper. Let's see. Rays of sunshine over my shoulder. Yeah, I don't know. I guess 9 p.m. Monday night. Man, you're like me. That's exactly what I'd be doing 9 p.m. on Monday night too, brother. Believe me. And happy to be doing it. Happy to be doing it. I don't know, TJ. I'm stuck on this one, brother. I might have to do some thinking, I guess. Don't know. It's got to be because I mean this thing moves right with that screw, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've found in life sometimes it's best to walk away from things and think about it for a while rather than get frustrated. As I like to tell Pop, sometimes you gotta uh, just sit back and wait for something random to happen. Yes, it will. It will. TJ, are you a fisherman? Oh, I'm gonna work the YouTube and the Google on this one for sure. I just don't know how much is gonna be out there, and it's gonna be so buried. I mean, this thing's old. A lot of the good information that used to be on the internet is buried now. When the internet was young, you had forums where guys, it was really only guys who were really into whatever they were talking about, whether it was guns or it was computers or whatever. I mean, only the real nerds got online and shared their knowledge. Now you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there who thinks they're an expert. And the internet has a hard time figuring out what is good information, what's bad information. And you got to sift through all the crap now. Though I will say, Grok is a pretty good tool. Um, not perfect, but not bad either. Um, yeah, fisher and a shooter. Okay, I've done a lot of both in my life, man. A lot. What do y'all fish for in Australia? Around here, we fish for bass and crappie and catfish. And if you're, uh, you know, one of those special kind of Okies, you do some hand noodling and stick your hand up under rocks and um, pull out a catfish that could roll you. Uh, get a hold of a blue cat that's 80, 90 pounds and they'll end your life. But there's guys that they love the hen fish. Not for me. I'm not big enough. I grab I grab onto something that was more than I could handle. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that do that hen fishing. That's for sure. Well, I guess we're stuck on the impact project for now. So we're gonna set that aside, gather up our ego, and we'll leave it on the bench. Okay. On the River Murray, we have a cod that can grow 2 meters. So that's like 6 foot American. That's pretty big. Pretty big. I lived in Canada. I used to know the meters and stuff, but um, is it a meter shorter than a yard or a yard shorter than a meter? I can't remember now, but they're pretty close. 6 foot, we'll say. That's that's a big fish. I can't I can't even imagine reeling in a 6 foot fish. The biggest fight I ever had with the fish was I snagged a drum. It's like a flatfish. I think I snagged him in the back, and man, I thought I had snagged the biggest bass on God's planet because I fought that thing till I was tired, and got it up to the bank, and my grandpa went out there to grab it. It popped off right at the last minute, and he saw it, and it was a drum. So we probably wouldn't have kept it anyway, but um, that was the best fish fight I ever had. Those are I haven't fished in a long time. I need to go do it. It's exciting. I watch with my son catfish fishing in America. Yeah, I'll tell you, there, lake I live on, there are some big old cats out there. If you're into catfishing, um, this is definitely where you'd want to be. You know, those guys that they ham fish, they set up boxes and all that stuff. And I never got into the ham fishing thing. I'm sure it's exciting. It's got to be. Stick your hand, stick your hand into a box and wait for a fish to bite your hand, and then fight it out of there. And of course, you know the boxes they make are only so big, so you're not gonna yank out the fish you can't handle. But there's guys I know that they'll go. There's like collapsed roads under the lake, and yeah, they'll go stick their hand into a hole, and yeah, there might be a really really big blue cat under there, and if he gets a hold of you and decides to not let go, you're in for a fight. Uh, yeah, there's been I've been a couple people that died ham fishing on this lake, whether it was you know, a cat turning on them and pulling them down, or like I said, they're fishing collapsed roads and they get pinned or something like that. Um, yeah, there's fishing can be dangerous if you want it to be, I guess. Sorry, the sun's kind of peeking in on us. Let me drop that. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we got a couple extra people out there. If you're out there, say hello. We're just hanging out in the shop. Um, yeah, like I was talking about earlier, there's a few books every guy should have. One is one of these, just a handyman's book. Teach you the basics, you know, especially if you don't have a father around or whatever. They'll teach you like what the difference between screws and bolts and, you know, dados and all that stuff. And maybe a woodworking book, something like this. You know, the internet kind of sucks when you're out in the shop. It's nice to have a book sometimes. And then for firearms, um, there's a few books that a guy needs. Um, you know, the Marlin book, the Colt book, Winchester book. There's a few out there that they're the ones that are the basic reference material for firearms. Um, Marlin's Brophy book. Um, I love the Remington 22s. So John and Roy's book, Remington 22 rimfire book. It's not in print anymore. It's expensive as all get out. If you want a copy of it, holler at me, and I will see what I can do. Um, but yeah, I like to have books around. Um, the internet's getting kind of garbled. Not not as cool as it used to be. Some of us that are a little bit older remember when the internet first started. It was a neat thing. Now it's just an ad machine things. But guys like us on the YouTube, we try to share a little bit of the knowledge that we have, which isn't much. Well, we tried to pull our impact apart, and since there's a few of you out there that are new, if you know how to get this screw out right here, we can make some headway. I've got her loose, but doesn't seem to want to come out. And I'm thinking it has something to do with that right there. So if you know, put it down in the doogly doo. Um, I was kind of embarrassed. I bought that second hand and I plugged it into the air compressor and it fired right up and adjusted and all that. And then Pop came out to the shop to work on a mower and it wouldn't turn anything. So it needs a rebuild kit. Oh well. The door came up on us. But yeah, in other news, there's I guess there's some stuff going on in the world. I try not to watch too much of it, to be honest with you. But got to check in with the civilized people every once in a while. Guess we took out some facilities. I think everybody should just get along, don't you? Be a lot easier that way. One of the cool things about living when I lived up in Canada is I got to see a whole different culture. And I quickly realized when I lived up there that there's a lot of people that don't like Americans. I used to have to sit through classes, and yeah, they would bash Americans, and I didn't quite understand at the time, but uh, yeah, I get it. We're not bad people, though. I promise you. Governments are not the people. Let me pull this shade down. That was the conversation we were having earlier. You know, we were talking about you know praying for this country or praying for that country. Don't pray for the country. Pray for the people in the country. Um, so a lot of these governments they do stupid stuff that the people don't want. Don't blame the people. It's not them. Most most people just want to live and survive and be happy and um, raise their kids and make a living. And you get some of these governments that are uh, you know militant or whatever, and they make life difficult for everybody. And it doesn't need to be that way, folks. Voice your opinion down in the comments, would you? Um, yeah, it's just you get people in control in governments, and they do things that the people of those countries don't want, and that happens in every country all over the world, and it's unfortunate because I've met very few people in my life that I couldn't get along with. There's been a couple. Dealing with one right now, but very few people that I couldn't just get along with, and I think most people are that way. You can you can get along, you can have your differences, but by golly, you can get along. That's for sure. So what else we got going on in the shop? Back there, get out of the way so you can see it. That saw there, that came out of an old print shop. That's what they used to cut the typing for the print. Real, it's a real exact saw. It uses picas as the measurements, which is kind of unique. Pica. Let me see if I can get this straight. A pica is 1/6 of an inch, and there was some kind of reasoning behind that, and I think it has to do with twelfths. Like stuff used to be sold in 12s because you can divide 12 by 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 24 by 8. Um, but yeah, pica I think is 1/6 of an inch, and that's how that saw is adjusted. Kind of a unique saw. I just saw it on the marketplace one day, and it was cheap, and it was cheap enough for me to buy it just to look at it and mess around with it. I've got it on marketplace now. I need to clear it out of my shop. It weighs a metric ton. It took 2 men and a baby just to get it from this corner of the shop to that corner of the shop. See that giant motor hanging off the back of it. It's, one thing about those old motors, they run forever. I've got a joiner. It's got an old Craftsman. Uh, I don't know. I guess that's a 3/4 horse motor on it. That thing runs like new. Um, they've got the bearings and you can grease the bearings and electric motors. They just don't. There's not a lot of moving parts. I mean, you got bearings basically, and that'll be interesting to see how these electric vehicles last. I think they're going to last a long time as long as the batteries hold up. I mean, an electric motor, there's just not a lot to go wrong if they're built right. I've got, like I say, I've got motors in here that are 70 years old, that maybe older than that. Still, you plug them in, they fire right up. So, yeah, if you're out there watching, say hi. We hit 1,600 subscribers the other day, which kind of blew my mind. Very appreciative. Yeah, and one thing, I get very few negative people in my comments. Every once in a while, I had to boot a guy the other day because he was just. I don't mind if somebody has a differing opinion or wants to give me advice on something, but if they come in and just rant and rave and tell me how terrible I am without giving me an opportunity to retort, then yeah, it's my channel, guys. If I don't want you on here, you're not gonna be here. But fortunately, that happens very, very, very rarely, and I've actually made a lot of friends on this channel. I don't know how long we're gonna run this morning. I'm out here and hanging out. So what we're gonna do? I might take this down after we're done. Got my got my tea, not sweet tea. Can't touch the sweet tea. I'll tell the girls I'm too sweet already, which is actually true. TJ, I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. I'm sure you're probably heading to bed since you're in the land that doesn't exist. Um, I've been I need to get more exercise, and one of the things I'm gonna do is I got one of these punching bags, and I've been filling it up, no blankets and stuff. I'm gonna hang it out here, and then when somebody makes a snidey comment on my YouTube channel, I come out here and take it out on that bag, I guess. Yeah, there's always trolls out there. I know. Yeah, and yeah, the hunting in Canada. I can't believe how much woods there is in Canada, man. That whole country is just nothing but forest. It's just crazy. Crazy how much woods is up there. But yeah, can't please everyone. There's always gonna be somebody out there that tear you apart, man. That pick you apart. And yeah, it's uh it's always somebody that's never made a YouTube video. Every time. Because when you have, then you know what it takes, and um, especially like shooting a firearm, you're under such a microscope. You gotta do absolutely everything right. Um, yeah, it's tough. I remember watching old Paul Harrell's videos, and um, he definitely had a little bit of an attitude about that. Uh, he had been through the war with a bunch of people uh, um, picking him apart, obviously. Um, but I always try to I try to stay safe, and every once in a while I make a mistake. I'm just human. Um, you put up 300 and something videos on guns, you're gonna make a mistake. That's just all there is to it. I don't care how careful you are. Um, yeah, you're gonna make a mistake here and there. Yeah, no kidding. Those bears. Oh man, that's one thing. Like around here, we got a few black bear, but they're curious, but they're not like those brown bear they have up there. Those those things, those grizz, they'll tear you apart. That is scary. Now, one thing we have here, and our wildlife department denied it for years, decades, is mountain lion. And I've seen it with my own eyes. We have mountain lion in this area. I've seen one, and they finally came out. Finally came out the other day and said, "Yeah, there may be some mountain lion that temporarily passed through." Yeah, okay. Well, everybody I know uh, has seen mountain lion around here, and whew, that's a big cat, brother. That is a big cat. But mountain lion, they won't bother you. They don't want anything to do with you. You run up on a grizzly bear, woo, you're in trouble. I've seen some of those videos. They don't mess around. You get around their cubs, you're in for a bad day. If I was up in the woods and in Canada up north where there's grizzly, I'd have the biggest freaking pistol strapped to my chest I could find, and bear spray. You don't have time though. If you have enough time to pull your pistol and get a shot off when the grizzly's attacking you, you're lucky. If you can get a shot off, you're lucky. That's a man. Yeah, actually I don't think I would want to be in woods where there's grizzly. Um, I don't need to be so. Now here in Oklahoma we have Sasquatch. So I know people, they will lay their hand right upon this book and swear that they have seen Sasquatch. I had a guy, this is a kind of an interesting story, maybe. Um, he found out we were living here and he called my wife and he's like, I got to show you guys something. And so he came over and he took us out to the far end of our property, actually across another road. We own the property now, but at the time we didn't. And he said, I want to show you this. And he took us over there and he showed us this big mound of rocks. And there was a tree at one end. And he says, this is a Sasquatch burial mound. And I got to looking at this mound, and there's rocks that a man couldn't pick up. That's for sure. Like even the biggest guys I know couldn't pick these rocks up and put them on this pile. But you know, it's kind of off a county road, so you know. But yeah, there was this broken tree, and that was the story. Is that that was a Sasquatch burial mound, and there's a lot of people around here that they believe in it and swear that they've seen it. I've told people that I've seen a mountain lion around here, and they don't believe it, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I know the difference between a big dog and a big cat. And that was the biggest cat I have ever seen in my entire life. It stood about yay high, and I'm over 6 foot, so that was a big cat. That was a mountain lion. And when you see one, you don't. It takes a minute for your brain to kind of comprehend what you're looking at. You know, if you've never seen something in real life, it takes you a minute. But yeah, I saw a mountain lion in Oklahoma. So anybody that tells you they aren't here is full of shit. Pardon my French. So y'all tell me something. I'm probably just gonna delete this video after I'm done anyway. Woke up early this morning and wanted to come chat. Maybe it'll be on the Wayback Machine. If they want to use the data to store old Jeremy's ramblings, maybe they'll put it on the Wayback Machine. Yeah, especially with cubs. Yeah, those brown bears, they're very protective. Very protective. Yeah. Oh, y'all have a Bigfoot too. Okay. Well, um, you know, I I I haven't seen one. Okay. I know some uh, people that I would call liars to their face that have said they've seen one or know somebody that has seen one. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've been out in our woods and gotten a eerie feeling a couple times, but that that may have been a mountain lion looking at me. I don't know, but it's kind of funny that the mythology behind Bigfoot has carried on, and anytime that a story carries on that long, you kind of wonder, well, is there any credence behind it? Yeah, I mean, and we're just talking between us, right? It's just the four of us right now. But yeah, um, yeah, I've never seen one. I've had people swear up and down that they exist. I don't I don't know. I I know one thing. Uh, I'm not going to bother them if they don't bother me, and that's kind of a rule of thumb in life. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But some people can't do that, and yeah, we're dealing with that right now. But that's a whole nother matter. Those of you who are joining us, we've been working on this snap off ratchet, and we're having trouble getting this one little screw out. So if you know the secret sauce to that, put it down in the doogly doo. When we trained in jungle warfare up in North Queensland, you would swear you were being watched and followed, but you've never seen anything. Yeah, I know that feeling, man. No, I've been out in the woods sitting in a spot, and man, I had to get up and move. It just it was like just the hair on the back of your neck stands up, and uh, yeah, you just gotta go somewhere else because it feels like you're invading somebody's space or something. I don't know. So TJ's a jungle warfare guy in the military. They didn't let me in. Yeah, man. Trust your gut. Always go with your gut. Golly, if you learn anything in life, trust your gut, man. It, your gut will never let you down. Every time I've gone against my gut, it backfires on me. It should be like if we were to rewrite the commandments, that it should be up there. Trust your gut. Thou, thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not disobey thy gut. I was a sapper back. What's a sapper? I'm not familiar with that term. I gotta. My phone's making a noise. Give me just a second. I'm having to run this live stream off my phone. I've got my phone stuck out the window because I don't have good Wi-Fi out here. I'm gonna have to do some re-engineering to get some decent Wi-Fi signal out here in this metal box. Okay, combat engineer. Huh. I hate to pry, but what does a combat engineer do? I'm just curious. I, I imagine you plan out kind of uh, the attack strategy and all the supplies and the supply chain, manage the supply chain, get everything there that is needed. That's cool. It's that's one thing I love about YouTube. I've met so many neat people. Like I can't even begin to tell you how many interesting people I've met, and um, especially in the gun community, because a lot of the content I make is gun stuff. And man, I've met some really interesting people in that realm. But yeah, I'm kind of having fun doing these live streams, just hanging out and uh, jumping on with some people. Of course, there's not many people out there, but that's okay. Uh, If there's one person out there to talk to, I'm happy. I would say that I don't push this on people, but find the holy book and don't kill people over your beliefs, but believe in a higher power. And mine's Jesus Christ. And we'll leave that at that for today. But we'll get into that another time. Build everything, blow everything up, minefield clearance, water. Yeah, all yeah. So you were the smart guys, uh, figuring figuring everything out, uh, making sure people didn't die executing the mission, or that some people did die executing the mission, obviously. But um, that's cool. I bet that was. I bet that you learned a lot doing that. Uh, Kind of like I was talking about earlier. One of the first jobs I had was in the woodshop theater, and just all the things that I've learned, and of course in trades over the years too. I was able to slide into things just because I had a basic understanding of how things worked. I could kind of move into something and catch on pretty quick. I'm sure your experience in the military probably served you well in life, being a combat engineer, because um, you were thinking about everything. Good morning. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Woke up early this morning and came out to the shop and jumped on the YouTube. Um, Country boy, here's our big problem this morning. We're taking apart this snap off, and we got the screws out, but we're hung up on this one right here. So if you can help us out, that's where we're stuck, man. This thing does not want to come off until that screw comes out. And yes, I know it has a lifetime warranty. good good luck rolling up on a truck with a, I don't know, 50-year-old ratchet. Maybe if you got a good guy, he'll swap you out for a new one. But I ordered the rebuild kit for that one. We're gonna fix her up and we'll make a video about it anyway. It costs me more than I wanted to spend on it, but such is life. Started 2 weeks paid vacation today. Congratulations, man. I I feel you there, brother. I feel you. That's yeah. I've been in some jobs that I just absolutely hated, and getting time off was just a blessing. So I hope you enjoy it, man. Give yourself some rest, spend time with the family, and do something you want to do. Life is short, so get out there and check something off the bucket list. You know, tell me what you got planned. You got to have something planned for your 2 weeks off. What is it? Don't just sit around and watch old dipshits like me. You got to have something planned. I got my family coming up here pretty soon, and we don't get together too often, but it's gonna be epic when they do come up. Yeah, what else? Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. Let me grab this real quick. So I like to keep some of the. Let me see what he says. I wish it were more glamorous, but I'm having to use the bulk of this time to move from North Dakota, Wagner, Oklahoma. Damn, brother, you gonna be in my backyard? I gotta throw a rock and hit you. North Dakota yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Um, it's hot. You're gonna have to get used to the heat. That that is for sure. Um, but you're moving into good country, good people. Uh, I'll tell you that for sure. So I hope your move goes well, man. Moving sucks. It sucks a lot, and that's a long move. North Dakota. Yeah, that's interesting. We got some ties to. Okay, okay. So yeah, you know about humidity and stuff for sure. It's gonna be a little shock to the system though. You're moving right in kind of the heat of the moment. It's God, it's miserable here right now. That's why we're out in the shop this early. We started at 5, I think. It gets too hot later in the day. But yeah, I keep some of this engineered fuel around, like True Fuel. But what's better than True Fuel, and this is like if you're gonna start a motor that hadn't been started in a while, put some of this down the gullet because it'll lube things up, and it's better. It's just better than shooting starting fluid. But man, this Moto Mix, I used to run this stuff, the 50 to 1 in my, you know, my still weed eaters and blowers and stuff. Because I didn't run them that often, and this stuff keeps better than pump gas. But man, I switched to this Moto Mix, and as soon as I did, I could hear a difference in the way my motors ran. So this is all I buy now. Is this 93 Moto Mix. It's it's like $1 more than True Fuel, and this stuff is stupid expensive anyway. But if you're not running your stuff that often, yeah, I think it's worth it. But um, yeah, Country Boy says, yeah, I went down there a couple of weeks ago to work and about had a heat stroke. I had a heat stroke 3 weeks ago. Yeah, been used to 50-degree Junes. Golly, I almost want to move up north just to get away from the heat because once you have a heat stroke, man, they sneak up on you. You got to be careful. After you have one, they're dangerous. They will get you. I had a bad one then. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, and it put me down. Put me down for a couple weeks. My hat's all wonky. TJ says we have a spray here called "Start You Bastard." Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, yeah. Once you have one heat stroke, you're everybody I've ever talked to that's had one. It changes you. You don't take the heat the same. I used to, man, I could stay out and it could be 105 and 95% humidity or whatever, and it didn't bother me one bit. But man, that heat got to me one time, and ever since then, not the same. I got to be really careful, really, really careful. Start, you bastard. That's good. I like that. I might have to have you send me a can of that just so I can put it in the background. That's awesome. Oh, but country boy, I hope your move goes well. And yeah, like I say, you can be right in my. I mean, green country. I'll tell you that. So stay in touch, and yeah, maybe we get together or something. Uh, moving sucks. I moved. So I moved my entire gun room to another room in the house, and I haven't finished yet. But that was extensive, and I did it so my daughter could have kind of consolidated a couple of my rooms, which I didn't really need two rooms, but um, yeah, so my daughter could have a playroom. But man, moving. Hey, TJ, thank you for hanging out with us, brother. Have a blessed day, and thank you. We love you, man. Have an awesome day. Yeah, moved my whole gun room. Golly, that was you don't realize how much of a problem you have until you start moving that stuff around. But we're getting it moved. Country boy, as far as moving to here, two big problems if you are an outdoorsman. Always windy, yeah. None of the land is accessible because oil companies and farms own it all. Wyoming is nearest ATV. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on some of that. There is a lot of land accessible if you know the right people. Um, but yeah, if you don't know anybody, um, yeah, a lot of it's private. There's a lot of public land um, that you can hunt, but man, it's so crowded. Um, but yeah, if you man, there's guys that own thousands of acres around here, and uh, if you're a decent human being and you talk to them, and you can do all the hunting you want. And yeah, there's some ATV stuff. So holler at me when you get down this way, man. Uh, you, I'll let you know. Back where I'm from in Kentucky, you can just ride anywhere on ATVs. But here it's on lockdown. Are you talking about up in North Dakota? It's on lockdown? Here, where I live, you can ride a daggum uh, ATV around town. Yeah. No, here you can ride them. You can ride them in town. You can't ride them on the highway, but you can cross the highway, and you can ride on city streets. Um, there's a lot of places around the lake where you can ride them. Um, so yeah, that may be something that you enjoy when you're here. Here you have to haul into Wyoming to get to public accessible land. Really? I thought Robert Redford owned all of Wyoming. It's no, Oklahoma's still one of the free bastions in the states. we, we still have some freedom here, so you'll be glad to get back to that, I imagine, after living up north. I don't know what it is about that cold makes people want to take away your freedoms. Maybe they're just stuck inside too much. I don't know. Down here, we're just worried about wasps and yetis. we're, we were talking about Sasquatch earlier. For anybody that just joined in, um, yeah. If you've seen Sasquatch, put it down in the comments. Or if you've seen a mountain lion, that's another thing we were talking about this morning. I don't know. I've seen a mountain lion. Uh, I've seen a mountain lion. I haven't seen. Yeah, so there's one tiny screw right here that I just cannot get undone. And it's a little Torx, and I put all my might behind it both ways. Yeah, here in Oklahoma, Department of Wildlife denied that there was any mountain lion here forever. And just the other day, they said that there may be some that pass through. Nah, there's a mountain lion here, I promise you. Yeah, this one screw, man. I I have torqued on this thing, and that's just a little bitty torque, so it can't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get on the YouTube, I guess, because this thing will not come off the back. It would seem until that screw is undone, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough. I've got a rebuild kit coming for this thing. Um, but yeah, that I don't know. I need some help on this one. Yeah, yeah. If there's deer, there's mountain lion. No doubt about that. Especially in this thick woods, you got lots of places to hide. You won't see them. I mean, that's the thing. The one I saw, I was going to work. No, I don't think so. Unless these two holes here have something to do with it. But that's where that that little uh, air torque release is. I don't know what you call it, but you twist this knob on here and it adjusts how much air gets to the thing. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of perplexed. I had to put it aside because I was getting kind of frustrated with it. So I don't like to get frustrated about stuff. I'll I'll get on the YouTube and see if somebody has taken that particular impact apart. I've kind of looked a little bit. I haven't seen that one on there, but it might be buried down in the gullets of the internet somewhere. Maybe I'll ask Grok. Grok has come up with some pretty good stuff, even though it relies on that which is on the internet. That's the thing about AI. It uses the internet to come up with its answers, and you got a bunch of knuckleheads like me out there putting out information that may or may not be true. So, um, let's see. Yeah, yeah, deer and mountain lions, they go hand in hand. We've we got a few deer out here this year. Doesn't seem like as many. I think there's somebody that's been poaching around here. Um, there's people that it's kind of the Wild West out here. Um, I've I've known people that yeah, they would hunt year round. And, you know, not good for anybody. But Louis, thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you so much. We love you. Have a great day or night, depending on where you are. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that hunt year round, and the somebody told me a long time ago the the caliber that has taken more deer in this part of the country than anything else is 22 mag, and I believe that. It's if you're a good shot, it's plenty powerful enough. I'm not condoning it, okay, but yeah, it's cheap and um, so easy to shoot. So yeah, probably true. Probably true that there's been more. Well, guys, we're rolling up on 2 hours here, and I think I'm gonna have to call it a bathroom break. But anyway, it's been good talking to you guys this morning, and I hope you have a blessed day. Um, pray for you and your family. Pray for us, and God bless. And we'll see you next time. We love you.